They're the ones who make it happen. They're the ones who get it done. And that's why we shine the spotlight on them on Business for Breakfast. It's time now for the Business Leaders Spotlight on Money Radio.
It is time for the Business Leaders Spotlight. That time of the week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:35 a.m. We have a unique opportunity to sit down and visit with some of the Valley's and the state's business leaders, both men and women, making a difference right here in our own backyard in our community. Our next guest is doing that. This is going to be a cool story because we talk about how much pickleball has grown. And now we have a full pickleball facility that used to be a Sears. Let me introduce you to Jim Thomas with Espire Sports. Jim joins us to talk about his creation up in Prescott. Jim, Mark Asher, good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm very good. Thanks for calling.
No, absolutely. This is a cool story. We talk about pickleball all the time. And the funny thing is, Jim, I remember playing pickleball when I was a kid. I'm 49 years old. So this isn't like a new sport. It's been around for a long time. It's just got this new wave of popularity that, kicked in about 7-8 years ago? Does that sound about right?
Yeah, it absolutely has. It's like the perfect scenario because, we had COVID a few years ago and, the entire country said, everyone stay away from each other, don't talk to each other, put a mask on, right? Lovely. And so pickleball is like the perfect, situation for that because we're very social. We just want to hang out. So I'm telling you, it's a cure for loneliness. It's a cure for health. And, yeah, it's the fastest growing sport in America right now.
Yeah, I said that earlier, the fastest growing sport in the United States. And I guess the cool thing is, Jim, that kind of everybody can play, right? Kids, adults, even the elderly, older adults, senior living. It's a sport that, depending on what level you're at, you can get out there and play it, which is not necessarily the same thing for, football or baseball or even like golf or something like that. I mean, if you can't play golf, you're not going to go out there and do it. So I think this is a sport for all.
That's exactly right. Within 5 minutes, you're having fun. You're laughing on the court. So we have people, we have kids camps going on, and we have seniors in their 80s playing tournaments. So that's the reason the sport was invented, so grandparents could hang out with their grandkids and do something fun on a court, healthy.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. If you're just tuning in, Jim Thomas has what's called Espire Sports. Now, you got to talk about this and kind of the game plan here. You had this vision. It wasn't just last year. You had this vision a while ago to kind of do a indoor pickleball facility. And then you got it together, and it just happened to be an old empty building, didn't it?
Yeah, 100%. So we're in 103,000 square feet in what was an empty Sears building at the Gateway Mall up in Prescott, Arizona, and we do a lot more than just pickleball. We do golf. We have indoor golf simulators and bowling, a full-size USC basketball court, a full gym, for working out. So we, because it's 103,000 square feet, we're the world's largest indoor pickleball center, that there is. And we're up in Prescott, Arizona. You just did your weather, and it's going to be 115 down there today.
Yeah.
And so, you could come up here for the weekend, play indoor, 72 degrees all day long, and you could play multiple sports in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. So, yeah, we put this together. We know it's a huge thing. Financially, we're doing great, and people you're going to start seeing these things pop up around the country because, Amazon did such a huge deal on retail that you have these big box stores in all these malls across the country. And what better thing to have something healthy, fun? I call it adult Disneyland is what I call it.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. 100,000 square feet. And like you said, you have other things. You have full gym, basketball court, dining center. You have summer camps, memberships. So talk me through that, Jim. If because obviously I don't know that people in the Valley are going to be members there. Maybe to get away on the weekend, or if they have a cabin up there or something like that. But I mean, you're just in Prescott, this huge area. Is this one of many as you see this expanding and growing? What are your thoughts?
Well, I would love for it to be one of many. I don't have that deep of pockets myself, but we do think that we did it perfectly. So, I hope maybe someone will hear this and they'll want to join forces with us. I do get calls quite often from people that want to do it. But Mark, we did it right because pickleball, there's a shot in pickleball that you want to do is a lob. And so we have these 20-foot ceilings that you can do everything. And we removed all the columns out of the Sears building so that we could get these courts, full-size courts. And so, we hold professional tournaments. We do it all.
Can I ask you, Jim, what are the courts made of? Is it like a sport court type material, or are we on concrete? Like, how do you do it?
Yeah, it's the exact same thing as all your outdoor tennis courts. So it's a gritty concrete surface, just like an outdoor tennis court. And we have you want the courts. They're about a third the size of a tennis court, a pickleball court is. And so, they're 32 by 64. They're plenty big for, anyone to do every kind of shot that you want. And so, like I said, we spent a lot of money to make sure we did it right.
Jim Thomas, Espire Sports up in Prescott. It's an old Sears building that is now a 100,000 square foot facility of just the nation's fastest growing sport, pickleball, along with other stuff that we mentioned, golf simulators, bowling, full gym, basketball court, dining center, all that good. How many employees? Pickleball is kind of, I guess, self-regulated. You don't need an umpire necessarily, but how many employees you got up there right now?
We have around 30 employees too, and because we're open 7 days a week. So about 30 employees.
That's great, and it's a fun, chill atmosphere. This is a great way to go. I'm going to tell you a funny pickleball story. One of my good buddies, Chris Headings, great athlete, getting up there in age. Someone tells him about pickleball, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. He goes and plays, likes it, realizes he's pretty good, starts getting into tournaments, starts winning tournaments. Next thing you know, he's pro, right? Winning all these tournaments at like 50 years old, and was on ESPN the other day. And I'm like, wait, what is going on in the world with my friend? You know what I mean? This is my buddy who's now a pro pickleball player in the late stages of his athletic career. And that's just, a great testament to a lot of people can play. And, hey, if you got that hand-eye coordination, or you might have been a tennis player back in the day, not quite as much running as tennis, right?
That's exactly right. And I'm 60 years old. That same thing got me hooked in. I'm still very competitive, and I wanted to play hard. And I played racquetball for 35 years professionally, semi-professionally, and I couldn't do it anymore. But you can still play pickleball in your 60s, 70s, and 80s. So, if you haven't done it, I totally recommend people to get out and do it, because it's a cure for, like I said before, I think people are lonely now because they're just hanging out. And I feel so bad that COVID has just killed our country, and you got to get back out and do stuff. And I'm telling you, pickleball is an amazing way to do it.
If I wanted to come, I haven't asked you. I'm coming up. I'm going to go to Prescott, and I'll make Jim. Hey, I want to rent a court for an hour or two. Or what's it look like? I mean, you rent them by the hour. How do you do it?
Yeah. When people are just coming as guests, we rent them by the hour. And there's all kinds of things you can do. You can bowl. You can do all that stuff. So you can just come in and rent it by the hour. It's that easy. And then we offer full-blown memberships to a lot of the people that live up here in northern Arizona, But, Prescott and the Gateway Mall, we're right in the middle of Chino Valley, Prescott Valley. Prescott is a perfect location. So, and Mark, there's so much more in Prescott, Arizona that we have to offer, the hiking and biking. And so it really, truly is a great, again, I call it adult Disneyland, but it's one of the top 5 things that I would do on vacation now. I used to want to go to Disneyland because I had young kids, but I'm telling you, if you go to this pickleball center, we guarantee you get to play all day because it's indoors. So, it just makes for a fantastic weekend.
Well, I think you've sold it pretty well. Let's make a trip to Prescott. Jim Thomas, Espire Sports. Before I let you go, give out the website real quick so everyone can go check this place out.
EspireSports.com, and Espire is spelled ESPIRE, and then SPORTS.com.
Yep.
And we're about to build a hotel on the site because we know it's going to be a world destination.
Wow, you're really doing some cool things, Jim. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for letting us shine the spotlight on what you're doing up there in Prescott. And by the way, it's not Prescott, it's Prescott. Thank you, Jim, for your time.
Thanks, Mark. Bye.
There you go. That's our business leader spotlight on this Wednesday morning. What a great idea. This guy had a vision 6 or 7 years ago, and here we are with this unbelievable facility, multi-sports, cornhole, basketball, putting greens, fitness facilities, special events, bowling, golf simulators, and, of course, pickleball galore. Check it out, espiresports.com.